Last time we talked about how we measure intensity when we're doing cardiovascular exercise. Today we'll talk about how we measure this intensity when doing resistance exercise. Now, again, there's several methods of measuring intensity. One of the things that it's based on is what's called a repetition maximum. Repetition maximum is the most weight that you can do for whatever number of repetitions we're talking about. Now, there's two ways that we can do this. Number one, we could take a percentage of a 1 rep max, or we could use a repetition maximum range. Let's look into this. Now, when we're using a percent of 1 RM, which is the most weight that you can do one time, right? It's like what we call your max. We could either test that or we could estimate it. Now, most people, you don't need to test your 1 RM. Instead, let's pick a weight that's not close to our maximum, and then we're going to lift it as many times as we can using good form. It needs to be a weight that you can lift no more than 10 times for this to be accurate. We then could use this chart right here below to kind of estimate and calculate what we think our 1 RM would be. To give you an example, let's say I lifted 100 pounds and I did it as many times as I could, and that was 7 times. So what I do is I'm going to look on my chart, see that 7 times is about 83% of my 1 RM. And so I'm going to divide that 100 by 0.83. And that means that my estimate for what I could lift one time is about 120 pounds. And then I can go from there. I can use a percentage of it. The recommendation here is to use 60 to 80% of whatever your 1 RM is and do 8 to 12 times, so up to about 15 in each set. Now, a repetition range is sort of a simpler way of planning, but it does take a little bit more time because it utilizes trial and error. What we do is when any particular exercise, we pick a weight and see if we can do 12 repetitions. If we can do 12 for each of our sets, then next time we're going to add 5 pounds or maybe 5% if it's a heavy weight and aim for 12 again. If we do this each workout, adding 5 pounds, eventually we'll get to a weight that we can do at least 8 with, but not more than 12. And that tells us that's the weight we need to do. From there, we simply try to add 1 repetition each time that we're doing that weight until we reach 12, and then we know to move it up 5 pounds, drop back to 8 repetitions, and then again, add 1 repetition each day. As you can tell, this can take a little bit more time, but that's okay. We don't need to be in a hurry to move those weights up super fast. Now, next up, we're going to start talking about the T in FIT, that means time, what that means, and how to make it part of your exercise prescription. Remember, if you need help with your exercise program, you can call our Marathon Health Centers and ask for the health coach and make an appointment and get help with your exercise program.